In this video, I'm surviving another 100 days leading up to day 1300 in this Bedrock hardcore world. I get unlimited totems, place hundreds of thousands of blocks, and I finally finish my quest for a diamond beacon. This is 1300 days in Bedrock hardcore. It's day 1200 and I'm going to the end. And the reason for that is so I can do 20 days of stone mining. Yippee! We're making excellent progress on mining this entire end island out now. Section B and C have now been removed, which means we're now onto section D, which is another really small one, which is nice. I'm hoping to have all of this endstone removed by day 3000, so I'm looking forward to seeing if we can actually achieve that goal. By the way, if you're wondering why I've randomly left these 4 big blocks of endstone, for some reason, whenever I come back through the end portal, these islands regenerate. It took me mining them 3 times to realize what was happening. I honestly thought I was going crazy. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame because I do not want these here. So if you guys have any idea on how to stop those from regenerating, please let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, this is where I store all of my endstone when I'm mining it, just in a massive shulker box monster right here, because it seems like a waste to not pick up all of this endstone. Even whilst utilizing my ender chest, it looks like it's going to take a couple of trips to bring this all back home. Oh no, I'm here in the storage system here, and I'm now realizing that we've literally collected over 700,000 blocks of endstone, which means even whilst they're all stored in shulker boxes, I have now ran out of space, which means from now on, I guess I'm just going to store my endstone in this random chest here. By the way, guys, if you're wondering, in this chest right here is all of the shulker boxes that I have to my name, along with the few that I have in my ender chest. But yeah, this means that in a couple of episodes time, I'm either going to have to make a new shulker farm because my old one is broken, or I'm going to have to go on a very long end raiding session. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, eh? For now though, we have a major problem. I am currently down to 1 totem, which is not good for a hardcore world. Considering I'm one silly mistake from this entire series being over, I think it would be smart to have a massive stockpile of totems, as they pretty much help you cheat death. Some of you will remember that I do actually have a raid farm in my world, right next to this lovely floating shipwreck right here, but unfortunately in the newest update, this is actually now broken. So let's just remove this real quick. It shouldn't take too long at all, because this is a very small farm. I then proceeded to very quickly remove the raid farm, and then decided that I would settle for nothing less than a shulker box of totems, as I could store this shulker box in my ender chest, and it should hopefully last for a very long time. I didn't want to build another raid farm though, because it seems like these raid farms break every single update, so instead I decided to do it in the old-fashioned, and in my opinion, way more fun way. Manually doing raids, of course. Because I had Prot 4 netherite armor, these raids weren't too difficult, and I never really got that close to death. I did 6 raids over about an hour, and I found this extremely fun. Believe it or not, I don't think I've ever completed a raid before, so this was a new experience, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. I got 4 totems in the first raid, 5 in the second one, 4 in the third, 5 in the fourth, 4 in the 5th, and 5 in the 6th. And that is the full shulker box of totems. Doesn't that look beautiful? Well, after 7 entire days of war, it's finally time to head back home. I'm gonna have this shulker of totems in my ender chest at all times. That way it's always in my inventory. And I think I'm gonna grab some yellow dye so I can make this shulker box yellow. I'll also rename it to say totems. And doesn't that look so good in my ender chest? I always forget to dye my shulkers in Minecraft. It's something that I'm gonna try and remember to do from now on, because it always just makes your ender chest look a lot more clean. Anyway, speaking of my ender chest, I think I'm gonna make another shulker box that's gonna live in there, which is gonna be for my food. You may have noticed that my food source is still bread, even on day 1229, which is pretty embarrassing, so I think it's time to switch food sources. A lot of people say that golden carrots is the best food in the game, but I've always honestly obviously just disagreed. I personally much prefer steak in Minecraft and in real life, so I think it's time to get a shulker box of steak. I currently have a stack and 17 to my name, so a lot of cows are about to get murdered. And luckily, I know the perfect place. It's the Mushroom Island, obviously. This is literally Cow City, or so I thought. Why is there not a single cow here? What? Maybe it's because it's nighttime. Let me quickly sleep the night away. What? What is happening? Why is there not a single mushroom? Okay, there's one. Are you kidding me? Okay, here's a few. I thought this place would be absolutely packed with mushrooms. Oh, okay, they're starting to spawn now. That was really weird. Anyway, yeah, panic over. I've got looting 3 on my sword, and it's currently day 12:30. Hopefully getting a shulker box of beef doesn't take too long. Well, it took a while, but I now have a full shulker box of beef, as well as just over half a shulker box of leather, which may come in handy at some point. So yeah, now let's head back home, admire this build that I made in the last episode, grab some furnaces, and some coal, and smelt all of this delicious steak. Steak is my favorite food in real life as well, so I'm looking forward to switching to this food source. Hey, it's all smelted now, which means I can throw this rubbish bread away, and finally start eating steak. I'm just realizing this now. I may actually hit level 100 here, because these furnaces give you absolutely tons of XP. Okay, never mind. We got to level 99, and the rest of the XP just went on my gear because of mending. That's fine though. Let's put all of this steak in my soon-to-be food shulker box, and I'll give this beef a taste test. Oh yeah, that's a lot tastier than bread. And similar to my totem shulker box, I'm gonna rename this to steak, if I can actually get the capitalization correct. There we go. And I think I'm gonna dye this brown, because that's the color of beef. But I'm not sure if I have any brown dye or not. I can't see any. Do I have a chest for it in my storage system? Oh, I do. I have a cocoa beans chest, and I have some cocoa beans. Let's go. I believe you can turn this into brown dye. Yes, you can. And I've now got a lovely brown steak box, which will live right here in my ender chest. And with those 2 little side quests completed, it's time to get to work properly. In this episode, I really want to finish all of my beacons here, besides the netherite one, because this is basically going to be a series long project. I've already completed the emerald, so today I'm hoping to complete the gold, the iron, and the diamond. I believe I only need 33 more blocks of iron to complete this beacon, and my iron farm is running pretty much all of the time when I'm in my base area, so let's have a quick look in the storage system and see if we have enough. Hey, let's go. That's way more than enough. Let's craft the 33 blocks just like that, and I'll bring an extra one just so I can actually power the beacon. I believe I do have 5 nether stars in my ender chest. Yes, I do, but I'll still need to craft them all into beacons. I'll need 25 glass and 15 obsidian. There we go. Awesome. Now let's place all of the iron in, just like that, and I'll power this beacon with speed 2. Cool, so now 2 out of the 5 beacons in this project are fully completed. Next up, it's gonna be a grindy one, the diamond beacon. Let me quickly go through my storage system, and also my slight shulker box monster, and see how many diamonds I currently have. 27, alright, that will be enough to place 3 blocks, which means according to my calculations, I need 90 diamond blocks, which is 810 diamonds, or 12.5 stacks. Let's do this. Hey, it is currently day 12:50, which means we're halfway through this video. Hey, diamonds. Yeah, we're halfway through this video and an eighth of the way there to 10,000 days in this world. That would be crazy if we ever hit 10,000 days. But yeah, I'm getting close to finding all of the diamonds I need. I've been at this strip mining for a very long time, and I just wanted to say to you guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do subscribe, as I'm working very hard to bring you weekly 100 days videos. And if you weren't aware, these take a very long time to make, especially as I edit my own videos. So as a way of saying thanks, if you could subscribe and help me get to 20,000 subs, that would be extremely appreciated. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you once I have all of the diamonds. And finally, after a good few hours, I now have all of the diamonds I need. Each one of these strip mines literally go like 1,000 blocks in one direction. Yeah, I've been at this for a while, but now we can fly back home, craft myself the 91 diamond blocks, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but we can finally finish this diamond beacon. That's the first layer done, and this is the second layer done. I believe this is the first time I've ever made a diamond beacon in Minecraft, which is pretty crazy to think about. That's the third layer done, and oh my gosh, this looks so cool. The fourth and final layer is now fully placed in. We now have an entire pyramid of diamonds, and just to flex, I think it would be only right to power this beacon with a diamond. This diamond beacon is going to give me strength too. And there we go, 3 out of the 5 beacons have been fully placed in. The last beacon that I'm going to finish today is the gold one. I believe I need 36 blocks, and let me just check in my storage quickly to see if I already have that, because I honestly think I might, especially after all of that mining, because I of course did in fact pick up all of that stuff that I mined. And I also have a ton of gold from the end cities a few episodes ago as well as some gold ore from mining in the nether. And yeah, with all of those 3 sources of gold, I think I actually will have enough. First of all, let me just craft all of these nuggets into ingots, as well as grabbing some furnaces and some coal, so that I can smelt all of this raw gold. Now we can collect all of these ingots and craft them into blocks. Hey, would you look at that? We have way more than enough. How convenient. Anyway, yeah, now we just need to place the last couple layers of this gold beacon, just like that. This is the top layer, 3x3, and there we go. Every single non-netherite beacon is now fully placed in. Let's just quickly get the actual beacon itself, and as always, I'm gonna power it with its own material, and this one is gonna give jump boost too. Awesome. This place is really coming along now. I wonder how long it will take me to get the full netherite beacon. I just had an idea. I think that once I've fully mined out this entire end island, at the start of each episode, I could continue the tradition of doing 20 days of a long-term grindy project, but I could do 20 days of ancient debris mining. That way I could slowly make progress on the netherite beacon every single episode. Yes, I think I'm gonna do that. Only after this entire end island is mined out though, of course. Anyway, yeah, let's fly back home, clear my inventory, and start working on the next project of this video. If you guys remember, in the last episode, we built this awesome decoration for my pixel art project, which is called Farm Studios, and then towards the end of the episode, we also built this pretty awesome bridge / pathway heading from our house to Farm Studios. Well, I think right here is going to be the center of our starter base. Yes, guys, this is still my starter base. I'll begin building the mega base in this world in maybe 1,000 days or so. But before then, I want to completely finish this entire area, and I think if this was kind of like the central vocal point of the entire place, that would be awesome. So my idea is to have another pathway going in that direction and that direction. That way everything is completely symmetrical. For this build, I really won't need much. Just some soul lanterns, some spruce, and some quartz. First of all, I'm going to take out these middle 2 sections right here. Then this gives me a little bit of space to make a bit of a center section. This won't be very fancy at all. I'm just going to make a little bit of kind of a circle, if you could call it that, just so it's not like a regular square in the middle. I'm gonna have the pillars that go that direction right here. Unfortunately, these logs have to place upwards, so I have to place a bunch of temporary blocks on the ground here. But yeah, these pillars are just gonna be the exact same as these ones, just 3 tall and stripped. And obviously on this side, they're just going to be quartz blocks. We can place these a lot easier because quartz blocks don't have directions. There we go, starting to take shape now. Now in between each of these pillars, I'm just going to have 5 slabs like this. Obviously quartz slabs for the quartz pillars and spruce slabs for the spruce pillars. And also I'm going to make the pathways that lead this way the exact same length as these pathways, just so everything's nice and symmetrical. As you can see, this means that the wall of items is going to be in a slightly weird place, so we're going to move this in a minute. By the way guys, if you want to get yourself on the wall of items, all you have to do is become a channel member and then leave a comment saying what item you'd like to be. I'll rename the item to your name and put it on this wall. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys once I have all of the quartz pillars placed in. There we go, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing on this side, but with spruce. I'm getting more efficient at placing these spruce logs in the right direction, and that's all of the logs placed and stripped. Next up, I'm going to be placing slabs on top of all of the pillars, just like that, and obviously I'm going to be doing quartz slabs for the quartz and spruce slabs for the spruce. Next up, I'm going to extend the top block of these pillars by 1 just on the outside like that, and place soul lanterns on top just as a nice light source. By the way, is it just me, or do soul lanterns make the most satisfying noise in Minecraft? Okay, the wall of items is proving to be in the way now, so I am going to temporarily remove this. Don't worry, Noazy, I'll grab you and put you in my ender chest. That way I don't forget to put you back in. It's probably a good thing that this wall of items was in the wrong place, because it means I get to rebuild the design as well. This was just something I threw together extremely fast, and it did look pretty ugly. There we go, now we can place the blocks there. Next up, we need to place in the floor here, and oh, I think a sneeze is coming. Achoo! Oh my gosh, that was weird. How did that happen? All of the floor just magically got placed in then from my sneeze. What on earth? Anyway, I only have one more step to do for this entire, whatever you'd call this project, to be done. I guess like cross-section or bridge or pathway. I don't even know what to call this thing, but it's pretty cool. It's nowhere near my best work. For example, I did something similar to this in the end, and I much prefer that one, but I think this is fine for what I'm trying to do here. The last thing that I need to do is craft a bunch of spruce fences and a bunch of pale oak fences. I accidentally called these calcite fences last episode, and quite a few people grilled me in the comments for that. Honestly, I have no idea how I mixed the two of those up. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna have these fences coming down underneath this block all the way to the bottom of the ground, which is actually quite a few blocks down in the river here, but only 2 blocks down on land. And there we go. This entire thing is done. As you can see, I think this gives a really good focal point for the center of the starter base area, and while I was completing that last step, I just had an idea. What if I was to build a massive wall around my starter base area? I think that would be awesome. I can't get the idea of that out of my head, so I'm gonna build that in this episode. But first, I need to rebuild the wall of items. I think I'm gonna put it right here at the end of this pathway. Let's build a little staircase up, just so this looks a little bit grander, and I'm gonna place a bunch of quartz blocks underneath these stairs just so they're not floating. I'm gonna make this design extremely simple. I'm gonna use the newest log type, which is the pale oak logs, just because I personally think they look absolutely magnificent, especially when they're stripped, of course. I guess I'll just connect the spruce pillar like that. Oh yeah, and then I can place some spruce on the side of these stairs so it kind of connects into the wall of items. Yes, I like that a lot. Seeing as this is an extremely small build, I am just doing this on the go. I think let's continue these spruce slabs and push them forward. Same with these quartz slabs as well. And I guess I'll do like a quartz pillar here. I didn't expect that I'd connect this to the pathway as much as I am, but I really like this. I'll also have them connect on top with a pale oak log in the middle, maybe? No, that doesn't look good. Actually, I'm gonna place another layer of pale oak logs and then have these pillar connect on top of that. I just don't know what block to have in the center. Maybe a quartz slab? Nah, that looks off-centered because one side is quartz. What if I just put a soul lantern there? Yeah, you know what? I like that. And then I'll also add some soul lanterns on these pillars as well, just for a little bit of extra lighting. Actually, no, to keep it the same as the pathway, I'll extend these pillars out by 1 block and put it there. I'll obviously do the same with the quartz side, and I guess I'll put some slabs on top of these as well. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Yes, cool. And that makes this little middle section even lower, which looks pretty unique. This is where the items are gonna go, but looking at this now, I think this would look better if it was 1 block further back. I also should probably eat. Only one way to find out, I guess. Yeah, I like that. I'm happy with that. Then I can put the item frames in here. I believe this is 20 slots, which should be more than enough. And I'll also have some quartz slabs here, just so I don't fall into the water there. Yeah, I love it. Doesn't this look so much better than what we had before? Now I just need to get my ender chest out and put my boy Noeasy back in the item frame. Once again, guys, if you want to be on this wall, all you have to do is click join to become a channel member and then comment the item that you want to be down below. And with that, the revamped version of the wall of items is now completed, and I love it. It blends in so well with the pathway. Wow. Next up, I think I'm going to tear down my nether portal because this thing looks pretty out of place in my opinion. I tried to go absolutely wild with the design, going completely out of my comfort zone and building something in a totally different style, but yeah, it just doesn't mix well with the rest of the base and the rest of the future builds in this base that I have in mind. So I'm going to tear it down and put my nether portal in the center of here because, as I said, from now on, this is the focal point of the starter base area, so it makes sense to have the nether portal there instead of some random spot over there. Let me quickly pop down into the storage so I can grab a bunch of obsidian and place this nether portal in. I guess you could say this is going to be 4 nether portals right next to each other because it's going to be completely symmetrical in all 4 pathways, but hopefully all 4 of these still link up to 1 portal in the nether. I think it should be fine. There we go, we've got the little cube of obsidian placed in here. Never mind, I've built it off center. Oh jeez. Out of all of the blocks to place in the wrong spot, of course it's going to be obsidian, the block that's famous for taking forever to mine. To be fair, it's not too bad when you have efficiency 5 netherite tools. I think I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining here. I then proceeded to misplace the portal again, somehow. Eventually though, I did get it in the right place. There we go, and because this portal is 1 block above the ground, I'm gonna place some stairs around it because, you know, having to jump to get to the nether, are you kidding me? That sounds like a lot of work. Now I can just press W and get into the portal nice and easily. So let me just wrap this around the entire edge. In the middle here, I'm just gonna place some quartz slabs and the same for the top. Now, before somebody comments this, yes, I know that this entire build so far today is not completely centered. As you can see, this pathway is 4 blocks wide and this pathway is 5 blocks wide. Believe it or not, this is actually intentional. I am usually a symmetry fan, but in this case, I wanted a slight variancy, and there's 2 reasons for this. Number 1, if I want to do builds with a 2-block center, then I'll put them at the end of this 2-block wide bridge, such as my house, whereas builds with a 1-block center can go at the edge of this bridge, such as the wall of items. And the other reason for this is because I want the main beacon for this starter base to live right in the center, and if you didn't know, a max beacon in Minecraft is actually a 3x2, which isn't completely symmetrical, and luckily, on top of this nether portal is exactly a 3x2. So can you see what's coming next? Well, I'm gonna break this entire beacon and put it on top of my nether portal so it's nice and centered. There's all the iron placed in, there's all the beacons placed in. Now we just need to power them all. Haste 2, speed 2, resistance 2, jump boost 2, regeneration, and strength 2. And then we can place some blue glass above it because, let's be honest, the blue beacon beams just look the best by far. Also, Minecraft just changed it so that you can actually see beacon beams from way further away now. We can even see the beacon project all the way over there. I'm just noticing that this beacon does seem slightly out of place. I might try and connect those pillars up to the bottom corners of the beacon. That'll be something for later on this video though, or maybe next episode, because for now, I'm gonna light up all of these nether portals, go into the nether, and break my old nether portal, because because I want these coordinates to be exact so that everything links up exactly. I didn't think about how I'd get back to the overworld now. Oh geez. Looks like I'm gonna have to go all the way to my end portal, go into the end, and fly back through this portal, because this puts me out at spawn, and this is only a few hundred blocks away from my base. So yeah, I'm gonna note down the coordinates of this nether portal, which is 681 and 27. Then I'm gonna divide 681 by 8 to get the nether coordinates. This is 85, and then 27 divided by 8 is 3. So 85 and 3 are going to be the coordinates for the portal in the nether. So I've got my obsidian and my flint and steel with me. Time to go through, break this random portal that it's put me out at, and find the coordinates 85, 3. Okay, so in my nether hub here, I'm going to have 4 main tunnels going in each direction, and then smaller tunnels shooting off, kind of like branches that go to the nether portals. But if the nether portal is too close to the main tunnel, it will just be in the wall of one of them. So that means that when this main tunnel extends this way, the nether portal to my starter base will be in this wall here, which is a few blocks away from the coordinates that it's meant to be at, but it should still link up fine. So let's just place this portal in where the wall would be, just like that, and hopefully this links up just fine. Only one way to find out. Hey, let's go. Okay, cool. I think I'll extend the main nether tunnel towards that portal in the next episode, because for now, I think it's time to build that wall around the starter base area. This wall is going to surround a 400 by 400 area, which is a very big space, meaning that I'm going to need a lot of blocks. And what blocks do I have hundreds of thousands of? Well, netherrack and endstone. Having a giant netherrack wall around my base would look pretty hellish, so I decided to opt for endstone, because I actually really like the color of this block. And without too much overthinking, I began placing this wall. With over 40 days left of this video, my goal was to place 100,000 blocks. Eventually I want this wall to go to height limit, but for now this should be a good start. Well, it's been a few hours and that is exactly halfway done. What you're currently looking at on your screen right now is 50,000 blocks of endstone, and this wall is really coming along. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys can see the vision here. Before I start work on my mega base, I want to completely fill up this entire area. That way I can actually say that I've completed my starter base area. Have you guys ever seen a 400 by 400 block starter base before? I don't think I can say I have. This wall is currently at Y97, so yeah, let's continue placing, and I'll see you guys once all 100,000 have been placed in. It's day 1277, and that is the 100,000th block. After many hours, this wall is now at Y128, and doesn't this look awesome? I think once I've placed all of the endstone to height limit, I might do massive obsidian pillars to break the wall up a little bit and kind of give it an end theme. I hope you guys are excited for the plans I've got for this starter base area, because things are going to get even crazier pretty soon. As you can see right here, these are 50 shulker boxes that were filled to the brim with endstone, but yeah, now they're completely empty. I think from now on, instead of doing 20 days of endstone mining at the start of each episode, what I'm gonna do is mine 50,000 endstone blocks from the end dimension. That way we can make progress on mining out the entire island, and then use those 50,000 blocks and place them on top of this wall. According to my calculations, this endstone wall will be at height limits after 4 more episodes of that, because I've got 200,000 blocks to place. And I think in roughly 5 or 6 episodes, the entire end island will be mined out. So yeah, we're making progress on these massive projects here. You may have noticed that my gold farm is actually outside of this massive wall. The reason for this is because this thing is completely broken. I have no idea why, and yeah, that's the reason I didn't use this for the gold beacon earlier. I'll probably make a massive gold farm at some point in the future, but for now I'm just gonna completely destroy this one because it's broken and we don't need it anymore. Just like that. And next up, I want to get a bunch of beacons because I want this entire place within this massive wall to be fully equipped with max beacon effects. A beacon can reach a 100 by 100 block area, meaning for this 400 by 400 area, I'm gonna need 16 beacons. But 16 beacons, that isn't enough for me. I want 16 mega beacons, and a mega beacon is 6 beacons with all 6 effects, meaning to cover up this entire area with max beacons, I'm gonna need a stack and a half. And for that, I'll need 4.5 stacks of obsidian, 7.5 stacks of glass, and a stack and a half of nether stars. To get those, I'll have to fight 96 withers and collect 4.5 stacks of wither skeleton skulls. So let's head into the nether using our new portal. Very, very nice. Fly to the nearest fortress and kill every single wither skeleton in sight. I wanted to see how many wither skeleton skulls I could collect in 1 hour, just to get a gauge of how long manually killing skeletons would actually take. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, and 18 in total for the entire hour, and that is way too slow. At this rate, it will take me another 15 hours of killing wither skeletons to get all of the heads that I would need, and I'm definitely not going to do that. So, in the next episode, we're going to be making a wither skeleton farm. But for now, with around 15 days left, I figured that I might as well do one last push on this wall for today, just to see how much more progress we can make. So I got some more of my endless supply of endstone, and placed until it was day 1300. And this absolutely giant wall is now at Y162, which is absolutely insane. We've made so much progress this episode, so if you enjoyed, if you could subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And as the sun sets on this world, that was 1300 days in Bedrock Hardcore.